Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Good day, everyone. Peace and blessings to all, and welcome to the Mantality 360 podcast. I'm Michael Tolan, and this is
Kevin Lewis. Ooh, yeah. That's my Jodeci thing right there.
I hear you. I hear you, KC, JoJo. All right, today is March 22nd, 2018. Today's episode topic is Rules for Sons, the Holy Grail for Becoming a Gentleman. But first and foremost, I would like to touch on this week's hot topics and recent events.
All right, Mike. Well, this week's hot topic, man, we had a lot of horrendous stuff happening this week. Just a really depressing week so far. Thank God we're here. But first thing I wanted to just touch on was the 22-year-old male in Sacramento, California, who was in his grandmother's backyard trying to get in the house one night, and the police rode up on him and shot him. Instead, he had something in his hand, so they just, of course, they assumed that he had a weapon.
A weapon, right.
And it ended up being he was trying to call his grandmother on the phone to get into her house.
Right,
yeah.
right.
So now he's dead, two kids behind.
Right.
And it just kills you to think, man, that all this stuff keep happening to people, the brown people, you know what I'm saying? But yet, okay, I'm not going to go there because I don't want to be about any particular thing, but I just know that we had a shooter who walked out of a place a couple weeks back, walked out and surrendered himself, and he was taken live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yeah, definitely very tragic. I assume that one of the neighbors must have made that phone call to the police. They saw someone in the backyard. I assume. I don't know all the details, but either way, there should be, a different type of protocol,
right.
Instead of just pulling the trigger first and asking questions later.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, wow.
Okay. And then yesterday we had the Austin bomber actually blew himself up yesterday.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a sad end to a sadder story, But I know I have a friend that works at FedEx. Mm-hmm. And he said people at FedEx don't want to come to work now because they're afraid there might be bombs there.
And I'm sure once, that happened at FedEx, that bomb blew up, I'm sure their protocols changed as well. Like FedEx, the post office, UPS, and all of them, I'm sure they were reviewing their protocols and their processes. Right. Maybe they even had bomb sniffing dogs there. I don't know, but I would assume so. And
they did.
I assume that cost them a lot of money over the last week or so.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah. Because he works in management. He said, he's been in management. I mean, he's been in the meetings since Tuesday morning.
Right.
All day, every day. So again, a sad ending to an even sadder situation.
You know what? Now that you mentioned that, I'll just stay on that for a second. We had a conversation one morning while everyone was driving to work, and he mentioned that he was surprised that no one had put a bomb on one of those trucks. You remember that conversation?
Yeah.
And I just thought about that. But yeah, definitely very sad. Either way.
Okay. And then we have, I hate to say this again, but we have another school shooting. Wow. This time it was check this out though. This is why I'm a firm believer that people shouldn't date until they get into college. We have a 17-year-old girl broke up with him, and so he gets mad, brings a gun to school, and starts shooting at her. The officer on duty at the school then returns fire, shoots him one time, and he dies. So again, another sad story, another very sad ending. But I was glad to see that no one else was injured. You know what I'm saying? Because I think maybe the girl he was shooting at might have got injured, and one guy who was nearby might have got injured. But it wasn't a mass casualty because the police shot one time, did what he's supposed to do, and probably saved hundreds of lives. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Sounds like he was going there for one person though, but either way, still very unfortunate that at that age or in their situation, he couldn't control his emotions enough to be able to make a logical, rational decision and not bring a weapon to school and try to kill someone.
Right. And then the last thing I just want to touch on is not really, it's a personal hot topic, Mike. I think that, and this goes out to every single person, whether you're male or female, who is raising a child or raising kids by yourself. Let me say first that I know it's stressful. I know it could be really taxing on your body, your mind, everything. But I think that just in retrospect, looking at these kids who's committing these crimes today, we should be mindful as adults what we speak into a child's life. Mm-hmm. I had someone tell me the other day that their mom told them, because of course she was upset, and I'm sure we tried to reinforce, hey man, your mom just was mad, she loves you. But the kid's mom told him, I wish I never had you.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, like what's your mindset to put that inside, to get that to your kid and say, take this with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you really want that kid to do with that type of information?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because a young child can't process that. You know what I'm saying? And so to me, it broke my heart, man, that people go around saying stupid, just stuff, man. Just speaking reckless because you're upset. Totally impacting this kid's life some kind of way.
Impacting their value, what we talked about in the last
exactly.
two podcasts ago.
Exactly.
Perceived value.
Exactly.
And having value. Yeah, that's crazy.
And so I don't want to stay on that one, but again, that's our hot topics for the week.
Okay, welcome back to the Mantality 360 podcast. Again, today's topic is Rules for Sons, the Holy Grail for Becoming a Gentleman.
And we want to give a shout out to who wrote this article, Mike?
That was the writer of the article was Vic Underwood and of the Good Men Project. Give a shout out to Vic Underwood. Good work. He listed out. I believe it was like 31 or so.
I thought it was 100. It was a lot of them.
Yeah, it was a lot of them, but we won't touch on all today. We'll just kind of go through the list and touch on those that are, that hit home with us or that we believe are very important.
Okay.
And so again, this topic, it also ties in, to your last hot topic. We both have sons, and we always talk about how we want our sons to be leaders and how we want our sons to govern themselves in a certain kind of way. Mm-hmm. And these things, I think, is definitely it's a good starter, for becoming a gentleman. We always want our kids to carry themselves in a certain kind of way.
Right.
So we'll just start on this list, and we'll give our perspectives on each one of these. These are basically like, we call them rules for sons, but they're kind of like tenets. Like, how you have like tenets of a religion, for example, like pillars or whatever.
Right. Just building blocks, basically.
Yeah, it's like a building block.
Right.
We're playing with Legos over here.
Okay. Hey, that's about my speed today. Believe me.
We got to build them up, though.
That's right.
And that's the key. Whatever it takes. So the first, we'll just jump right into it in the first one, and I'll ask your perspective on it, and then I'll kind of give you mine, and we'll go back and forth like that.
Okay.
All right. So the first one, it says, never shake a man's hand sitting down, and then when shaking hands, grip firmly and look that person in the eye. What do you think?
Okay, I totally agree with that. First of all, I think that shows that you are confident in yourself and what you are presenting. Whether it's just hello, was it just a greeting? Whether it's a goodbye, it shows sincerity to me. I'm real big on people who shake my hand and barely touch my hand and just they just kind of put their hand like this right here. You know? For people who can't see this, I'm just kind of just touching.
Right.
But
So with that, how do you shake a woman's hand, or do you shake a woman's hand? Because I shake a woman's hand differently than I shake a man's hand. I do.
How different?
My handshake to a woman is a little softer.
Okay, no doubt.
Because I don't know, subconsciously, I just think I don't want to hurt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's still, I'm looking them directly in the eye, know, and but it's a little softer shake.
Okay, well, I think too that the only difference that I would do, honestly, when I shake a female's hand is yes, the grip is not as firm as it would be with a male. Basically. That's it.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm still going to give you the same respect, the same courtesy that I would if you were male or female. It doesn't really matter. Just
You remember the other day we were at the football meeting and that we met the new young man, one of the potential players. And,
right.
He came up, and I think initially he said,
10-year-old. 10-year-old.
He
said, what's up?
What's up, man? Or
like,
whatever
man, dude, I got way too much gray. Respect the gray, dude. You know what I'm saying?
And then when he shook your hand, he was looking down, like, hey, you got to look him in the eyes, when you shake your hand.
Right. Which, too, is a good reason why we have these topics now. See, because now we can go back and tell our sons and people who don't know, hey, man, because now you can start paying closer attention to when your son does shake someone's hand. Is he looking down at his shoes? Is he looking at the guy in his face? So that's pretty good because obviously that kid didn't know this.
He didn't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's a good thing.
Right. So I guess I won't touch on that too much more. I pretty much feel the same way. It's about being direct and confident. And,
right.
It's about your presentation.
Okay. Well, how about this right here, Mike? When entrusted with a secret, keep it.
Yeah, I like that. For me, that means it's about trust, and it's like between you and I, we have a level of trust, and I think being able to hold on to something, information, and trust someone with that information goes a long way. At least it does for me. So it tells me that this person is trustworthy.
Right.
This could be something that's near and dear to my heart, and I give it to you in faith and in trust that you'll keep it. If that's the case, then it helps to build that level of trust for me. So
I agree.
And then I don't like a lot of gossipy people anyway. I don't think men should be gossipy anyway. I think that's one of the worst traits to see in a grown man. Just chatty and gossipy.
Well, I'm just praying that someone who we just ran across recently at a meeting, i.e., will listen to this podcast then, because he's like the chatterbox. I'm like, dude, really? Who thinks like this, man?
Yeah.
Who says stuff like this? But my touch on that would just be this right here. Loose lips sink ships.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I have never been a component of, once you give it to me, I take it to the grave. You know what I'm saying? And actually, I would like people that I converse with to do the exact same thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why you got to pick your friends carefully. You know what I'm saying? Because you just can't walk around giving everybody your precious jewels. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's not going to take care of it like you want to take care of it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. They say never share your plans with a stranger also, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Makes sense.
No doubt.
All right, Kevin, next one. Hold your heroes to a higher standard. What does that mean to you?
That you shouldn't hold Superman and Batman the same position? What are you talking about, Mike?
What about Black Panther?
Oh, hey, he in a class by himself, baby. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
I mentioned that, but to me, that the whole Black Panther, it's elevated for me now. It's like, I know we're not literally talking about superheroes,
right?
But we're talking about people that we look up to.
Right, no doubt.
People that we look up to, mentors. It could be someone, could be your pastor, your preacher. People in those type positions that you really, look up to. I think you should hold them to a higher standard.
No doubt. And to me, this is why you should do that, because let's say, for example, you have your pastor, and you look up to your pastor. Your pastor can't be acting like everybody else. Your pastor can't talk like everybody else, because God said that we're to be in the world, but not of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So therefore, if I hold you to a higher standard, then that's because I see something in you that I would like to emulate. So therefore, if you're acting just like me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we pretty much you might as well be on the same level.
Exactly. So I totally agree that when you have someone, whether it be your dad, because I would hope that your son and my son both would look at us as being their heroes. You know what I'm saying? One of their heroes. And so I would want my son to look at me and keep me at a higher standard than he does the average guy.
Right. And doesn't it kind of speak to, always looking to elevate yourself? You always want to get to that next level and, elevate yourself. So you always want to, whoever your mentors are or, your heroes are, you want them to be elevated so that it encourages you to kind of get to that level.
Right. No doubt. I see that. Right. Okay. Return a borrowed car with a full tank of gas.
To me, that just means, anything that's lent to you or given to you, you always want to return that in a better condition.
Right, than what you received it. Right. Mm-hmm.
It's like if I go to your house, if I get put out the house and I have to go sleep on your couch or sleep in your spare bedroom, I'm going to make sure that bedroom is cleaner than it was when I laid my head there.
Well, we're going to invite you over one day. We feel like cleaning the room then. Hey, get Mike over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
Need to clean up today.
I said, man, we eating bologna sandwich. Can you come help us, Mike? Yeah. No, but I totally agree with that one. Totally agree. Because to me, it's kind of like this right here. If I entrust you with something, right, you know what I'm saying? And so therefore, if I care enough, one, to give it to you, and then to me, that's just like saying how much you appreciate what I've done for you.
It speaks to the appreciation.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you do it, when you give it back better than what you received.
Right,
you know
and then in that case, you're more apt to get to that person again. Right, because you know they're going to take
even
care
more so now.
You know they appreciated it. You know they're going to take care of whatever you gave them.
Right, no doubt. Exactly. Okay.
All right.
Now take this one out. It said, "Don't let a wishbone grow where a backbone should be."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I like that.
I like that too. We all have dreams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Things that we're wishful for. I've always said this. I don't want to be that guy, when I'm 85, 90-year-old, whatever, however old, when I'm older, that look back and have a whole bunch of regrets. Things that I wish that I had done. So I think that's a part of what the statement is saying. Just don't have any regrets. And the other part about the backbone, actually, I'll let you speak to that.
Okay. Well, I was just thinking that more so to me, because my wife and I are two different. Because I'm totally the dreamer of the household. I'm totally the dreamer because whatever I sit back and I say, man, I would like to do this. I would like to do that. Blah, blah, whatever it is, I always do it. Right. But see, my backbone comes in is that I understand who I am as a man and what my responsibilities are. So I'm not going to just try to live off my dreams, and casting all the other burdens on other people.
Right.
But I'm a dreamer. But you have to establish who you are as a man. To me, get that foundation.
There you go.
So,
I was looking for that word.
Right.
Foundation.
Okay. And so then you can dream, but you can stand firm in who you are as a man, knowing that you got to do this, and then my dream can just be done on the side, like this podcast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what I think that is.
Right. Yeah. You still got to be able to come back to a foundation, to your square, if you will. You got to have that backbone or that foundation to come back.
Right.
You can dream, but make sure you're taking care.
And because you think about this stuff, you should dream.
Absolutely.
I'm a firm believer of everybody dreaming. You know what I'm saying? I told my son just the other day. I said, man, why don't you do stuff that's outside your comfort level? He said, well, because it's embarrassing. I don't know how to do it. I said, dude, Mike, I was in a band. I was in an orchestra. I played 4 different type of instruments. I played like 5 different type of sports, podcasts, T-shirts. I mean, if I think about it, I'm like, man, I'm gonna try this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because
go ahead. Go. No, I was going. You mentioned sports. Remember we talked about even starting a lacrosse team.
This kind of stuff, my lacrosse.
Just to expose them to different, something different that they.
Some lacrosse in the hood.
Lacrosse in the hood, right?
Come on now.
Hey, we got dreams. Dude, Jamaica bobsled team.
Dude, could you imagine a bunch of brown kids running in the neighborhood with sticks? Man,
oh man,
talking about a massive shooting. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah.
Ready to move on to the next one?
Okay.
All right. Play with passion or not at all.
Boom.
What do you think about that?
I think that should be a life statement. You know what I'm saying? Anything you do, you need to do full-hearted with everything.
Put your all into it.
Put your all into it. Yeah. Whether it be sports, whether it be life. And here's the thing, I'm going to take this over. But I believe if people took this phrase here, and we're talking about young men, but if you took this and used this in school, you use it in your sports, you use it in whatever education, whatever you want to use it in, it'll help you when you become a man, and you can use it in your marriage.
Yeah.
Because nowadays we go into everything haphazardly. You know what I'm saying? Where we don't want to fully commit to anything. So I think if I had to take anyone so far we touched on so far, this one would be my top one right here.
Okay.
If it's worth doing, it's worth doing right.
Absolutely. And again, back to the football kids, we always tell them, you practice hard out here. When you get in the game, it's going to be easy. You put all the work in out here. It's nothing when it's game time. So you always play with passion. You always give your all. It's like this, to stay on sports. It's like, if you a basketball player, who you want to be? You want to be Jordan, right? You want to be the best at whatever it is your profession is. You want to be the best. If you're a big man, you want to be Shaq or something. You know what I mean? Like in the paint, banging on them. If you're a hockey player, you want to be Gretzky.
No doubt.
Whatever it may be, but you just want to give it your all and be the best that you can be in whatever it is you do.
Which would be really good, though, Mike, that we just tie this one into that right there. That's why you got to hold those people that you look up to a higher standard. Because Mike didn't take any nights off. You know what I'm saying? Mike had the flu, still pulled in 30 or 40.
Super passionate.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's a good thing to take that with you, too.
Yeah.
All right, we got number 12. Is it 12?
12, yeah. All right.
12?
All right, here we go. If you need music on the beach, you're missing the point.
Boom. If you need music on the beach. So in other words, you can't be taking the Cray and whoever else. I don't really listen to a lot of music other than.
I don't know. Yeah, you can't take Migos out
there. You can't be whip, watch me at the beach. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that we have to learn how to find beauty, find joy, find peace in any situation that we're in. You know what I'm saying? Because if you always need more to pick you up, you need more to excite you, you need more to make you feel like, oh man, this is really something, then to me, you will never be happy in anything that you do. And I say that saying this right here. I tell my son this all the time. If you are never happy with the company you keep when you're by yourself, you'll never be happy when you're in a room full of people. Because the happiness starts with you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think that means to me.
To me, I think it means when I think of the beach, I travel sometimes. I used to travel more, but I used to go to beaches and all that. And in those moments, that's when I had my moments of introspect. It was just very peaceful. I wasn't distracted. I could just truly think about things. And to me, it means that. It's like when you're in that environment, it's about serenity and peace. And if you got a distraction over here, music, for example, right. Then, what is it all for? You shouldn't have this distraction in your life at that moment. Like I had this conversation earlier today. We were talking about social media, Facebook and stuff. I'm like, that's just a total distraction from life,
Right,
right. Because I was talking to LaToya about, fasting from social media, and we just had that discussion, and that's what this kind of means to me. Is like if you got to bring music to the beach, where that's supposed to be a place of serenity, and you're supposed to be taking in the scenery and reflecting and just relaxing, then you're really missing the point. You're distracted by this music over here, so.
That's kind of like being on a date with your girl with your telephone
with
out,
your phone
you're texting.
Out.
You know what I'm saying?
Texting
you're like, dude, like enjoy the moment, enjoy where you are, where God has you right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you might not never have this moment again.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I get that. But it's funny, just real quick though. It's funny how social media is supposed to bring everybody closer, but it actually brings everybody more. It separates us more and more and more and more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I guess that's just one man's opinion. And it says, 13, it says, carry 2 handkerchiefs. The one in your back pocket is for you, and the one in your breast pocket is for her. What do you think about that?
I'm gonna let you speak to that one.
Okay,
I know
well,
you have
don't
something
mind if
very
I do. No.
profound to say about that.
No, I'm just going to say, if anything, that teaches a kid, to me, how to be a servant. How to go through life and just know life is not all about you. You know what I'm saying?
Being selfless.
Me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So if I always carry two, one, I'll make sure that I'm good. But more importantly than that, I'm going to make sure there's someone around me that they're going to be good too. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I don't go through life with just the mindset of just I'll make sure that I'm going to take care of me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because last year, football team, we saw that all over the place. You know what I'm saying? These are young kids, and they were all about themselves. I'm like, wow, I've never seen a group of kids like this before. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on that, Mike.
Yeah. All right. I couldn't have said it any better. So I think we can move on to the next one. Next one, experience the serenity of traveling alone.
Now, to me, that's my time. That's my self time. Yeah, because
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
it's about taking some time for yourself. In this rigmarole and this hustle and bustle, that we live in. Sometimes you need time alone to kind of reflect, on your own. And being in a marriage, and I'll let you speak to this. I was married before, but you're in each other's face every day.
Right.
What do you don't you have to have time for yourself at some point?
I think that speaks volume to me because to me, I need that time to decompress. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm coming from work, even though I'm in traffic, that's time where I can, believe it or not, I have driven down the street and cried because I'm talking to God about whatever's going on in my life, or I've driven for hours with no music playing at all. Just in quiet silence,
right? Because
I wanted just time to just think and hear my, not that I was talking out loud, but I wanted to hear my own thoughts, not the music, not the words. I just want to just be with me and just, and just kind of reflect on my ideas, my thoughts, whatever, whatever was going on at the time. So I'm a firm believer.
So how do we tie that, into young kids, young men, trying to become gentlemen? It's like, where.
Go ahead.
No. I was just asking a question.
But don't you believe this though, Mike? Because I just believe, again, like I said on the last one, you have to enjoy yourself. You have to enjoy the company you keep when you're by yourself. Because nowadays kids want us to find themselves with all these different people, all these friends, my friends. But it's like, dude, no, you have to be happy. If you couldn't see your friends and you just had to be by yourself, could you be happy just being by yourself?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, we're getting so far away from that, because if they're by themselves, then they got to have a PS3, they got to have an Xbox, they got to have a phone, an iPad, they got to have all these things. I'm like, no, dude, just be by yourself for a second.
You know what's funny? I see the difference in Caleb and Gabriel that are here at the house with me. It's like, Caleb, the younger one, he can go off by himself, find like a stick or any little object and run around the house all day outside or whatever and play by himself, and he's perfectly fine. But Gabriel, older one, he's like, he has to be online with his friends, or he has to be on the phone, with them, or he loves going to the park, or loves hanging with his friends. And I'm like, that's cool. But, I always try to tell him, like, hey, you got to become more of a leader, not a follower.
Right.
And, but I just, you made me think of that when you mentioned that. And I was just thinking about the differences between the two of them.
It's funny because that's the same household, same upbringing, but yet they're still, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay.
All right. Where were we?
17, I think we are, yeah.
All
17. Right. Never be afraid to ask out the best looking girl in the room.
Well,
I married her, so I'm good.
All
there.
Right. To me, that just means, you have to be confident, and also you have to be willing to take risks.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We've all been there, young, and, you see this girl that you like in school or wherever, and it's like, man, she's beautiful. I want to ask her out. I want to talk to her.
You didn't seen 10 girls your whole life. You know what I'm saying? That she hit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Really, come on now.
Yeah. But how do you drive that home? Again, how do you drive that home to, a young man when, at that age they're going through the emotions and hormones and all that? How do you build that confidence in them to be able to, take that step?
Now, we had a similar conversation about that little girl around Valentine's Day. It broke everybody's heart, right? And so I was just telling Drake then, I was like, hey, man, if you never approach the person, you have no idea what they're going to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so to me, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I always say there could be only two outcomes, either yes or no.
No,
right?
Right. Mm-hmm. And actually, regardless of what they are, you can live with both of them.
You can live with it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of times we're afraid of rejection. We don't want to deal with the rejection.
Well, I don't know about your house, but I tell my man, that's just a way of life. You know what I'm saying, dude? Because you cannot be it's not one successful person who didn't fail.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Many times in a lot of cases.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, dude, so in order for you to find out who you are, and actually just kind of grow in yourself, then you need rejection.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when those difficult moments come, then that's who you kind of fine tune who you're becoming, I think.
Right, and the hot topic you mentioned, the last hot topic where the girl broke up with the guy and he decided to get a gun and bring him to school. Like it was about rejection for him.
Right.
Like, he didn't know how to deal with that rejection.
Yeah.
So, you gotta be confident enough and you gotta be willing to take risk and can't be afraid of rejection.
But I think, Mike, this is all good for like young men becoming young adults. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, man, we have grown men, i.e. this kid was 17, the other kid was 24. We have grown men who can't take pressure, rejection, negative comments or what. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm like, man, like this is good to talk about this with kids, but to me, the best thing that people can do, even if you just listen to this podcast, is try to exhibit some of those in your own household or around your own kid. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to tell them all the time. Sometimes just show them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing I notice is that Drake listens to me, but when he sees me doing stuff, it's almost like he grab holds to it faster than me preaching to him all the time. You know what I'm saying?
That example for him.
Right. Sorry, we kind of got off track there, but
problem.
but the best girl in the room, that's what I think, because hey, always strive for the best. If you shoot for it, what they say, shoot for the moon, you hit some stars or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Aim for the stars.
Yeah. Because I got to tell Drake, hey man, she don't want to go out, what's up with her friend? You know what I'm saying? Please, you tripping?
Oh man.
No, but yeah, it's all good though.
All right. Next one. I wanted to touch on this one. A sport coat is worth 1,000 words.
You can have that, Mike.
All right, I got this one. So to me, that deals with like appearance, right? Like to me, it's like I see a lot of young men nowadays that dress a certain kind of way. I guess it's supposed to be trendy, where they have their pants hanging off their ass.
Whoa, PG, baby, PG.
Ass is PG.
But
off of their donkey.
Oh, wow.
Their ass, right? But off of their behind,
okay.
And look, and they got the nerve to have a belt on with their pants hanging down to about their knees. I'm like, what's the belt for? Right. Look, I remember back in the day we were growing up, we used to have to run a lot, so you can't run with your pants
down,
hanging off your butt, right? Like I don't know how they do it, but
question for you, Mike. How you gonna wear skinny jeans and have them sagging? I'm thinking, what? Like, dude, that's like an oxymoron to me. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you do what you do. Go ahead. Mike,
but anyway, and you can't. Somebody was telling me, it was a young kid. He had a job interview, and he went into the interview with some joggers on, and I forget what he had on, but it was something crazy. Definitely nothing you're supposed to wear into an interview. Right. And of course, he wasn't in there, but about 5 minutes, right? Because they turned him right around.
Wonder why he didn't get the job.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
He didn't get the job.
Now he mad at everybody.
Right,
you know
but that's what that means to me. You got to be able to dress for the occasion. There's certain things you just don't wear to a job interview.
Right.
I don't care if it's for McDonald's or whatever. you still have to clean yourself up and present yourself in a certain kind of way.
You know what I wish? I wish people would dress like they're comfortable. Because here's the thing: everybody's trying to be like everybody else. Like you just said earlier in the different one about being a leader. Mm-hmm. It's like nobody wants to stand out and dress with your pants on your hips. You know what I'm saying? Because well, everybody else do it, so I got to do it too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because once I surprised Drake at school, well, a couple times now, and every time I saw him, I gotta say, boy, I will whoop you. I'll whoop you right now in this school if you don't put your damn pants up, because we don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yet when he goes to his mom's house, she's okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I just think that that just like you said earlier, being a leader helps out and stuff like that. Pull your pants up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. All right. What's the next one, Kevin?
Well, next time I'm just gonna give him a diaper and say, "Hey, yeah." But okay, 22. Eat lunch with a new friend. I tell Drake that all the time. Hey man, did you meet a new friend today? You know what I'm saying? And I say that because be well rounded. Like just don't be in a little hole, just a little clique right here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Very cliquish. Right? Yeah,
I don't like that because I think women are that way sometimes. And so to me, men should be the type of person that can talk and speak to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so to me, that's how you kind of become independent in your own person, because you don't mind opening yourself up to speak to different people and learn about different people.
Right. And also to piggyback on that, it's like, you know, if you've ever been a new kid in any place, you know how awkward that can be.
Right.
So extending, reaching out to that person to kind of, just opening up to that person, I think that would go a long way for that person and help to ease that person's awkwardness or uncomfortable, or ease them being uncomfortable in that situation. So,
especially if a lot of people know you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so we're at number 20, what was that, 22?
We're at 23,
23,
right?
Okay.
All right, here we go. After writing an angry email, read it carefully, then delete it. You need to do that at work.
Man, boy, you know what? I don't know. You take this one too.
All right. So for me, that deals with being able to control your emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're people. We're mostly driven a lot of times, but I've been in that situation myself, and I write some pretty. I don't know what the word is, but some of my emails are pretty.
So you actually do this, really? Are you sure?
I actually do this sometimes, but then even that version of it still may be a little, But yeah, I actually do this. I'll compose an email, especially if I'm annoyed about something. Mm-hmm. I'll compose it, and then I'll just let it sit. I don't delete it. I'll let it sit for a while, and then I'll come back to it. And if I'm still, after that initial emotion and all that is worn off, then I can think a little clearer. I'm not thinking just based off of my emotion. I'm not in a reactive mode.
Right.
So I have a clearer mind, and I can say, well, hey, should I really say this to this person?
Right.
Or is it something I would say to their face? A lot of times, because I've had some people like that. They'll send you some stuff in email, but they wouldn't say it to your face, right? But yeah, I think that helps because, again, a lot of times when something happens, we react off of emotion, and a lot of times that'll get you in trouble, reacting off of emotion. So you got to be able to control your emotions and, have a sense of calm about you before just responding. And I think a lot of times that'll keep you out of some situations.
Right, no doubt. Because one word you used was self-control.
Self-control.
Because I think when I'm writing it, I'm emotional. Mm-hmm. But I think once I write it and read it, then it makes me proactive and not just reactive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I totally agree with that.
Yeah, you have to be able to master yourself.
Right, no doubt. Look at Mike. Ashiwasha. That's my Japanese for master yourself.
Master himself.
It says, manners maketh the man.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one. I like this one because, to me, and this is something that I just told my wife the other day. Actually, I tell anybody who want to listen. It's like we go through life and we try to make sure that we grab everything we can grab hold to. You know what I'm saying? And like nowadays for kids, I think that's attention. Because to me, attention is like the new currency to me. Mm-hmm. Like as long as everybody's watching and looking at me, I'm good. As long as I'm noticed, I'm good. But I think though that if we just loosen our grip on some of the things that we're trying to do, that's really worthless. Mm-hmm. Who likes you is worthless. Why somebody doesn't like you is worthless. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm always trying to teach Drake, hey man, just be you. Just, if God put in your heart to have a kind, gentle spirit, then do that. But don't react because people aren't receiving it the way you think they should receive it, or the girl who you think should like it doesn't like it, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because how you carry yourself is going to be who you become when you get older.
Later on, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so if you can't deal with it now, you're going to have a really hard time. If you don't start adjusting today, you're going to have a real hard time if you keep this up 5 years, 10 years when you're married and you're like, your kids wonder, why daddy fall off the handle all the time? Why dad, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is even as simple as, like I said, manners, things like, holding the door open for anyone or definitely for a female, right? Opening the car doors and things like that. I think, that's...
Oh, I guess so. My bad. I totally missed that point then. You're exactly
right.
No,
I'm just going to the...
you're right. You're right. You're exactly
it's
right.
about manners, just certain things, saying ma'am and sir. And I noticed a difference, like if you go up north somewhere...
Oh, boy, yesterday. What's up?
Oh, yeah.
He's 10 years old. Tell somebody 40-something years old, what's up? Yeah. Like, what? What?
Yeah. Yeah, every time I go to up North Philly and places like that, it's like you'll see a vast difference, a drastic difference in people's manners. Like people are generally rude in the North. Right?
Okay, right. Okay, I heard that.
Say excuse me. They'll run you over. They won't say ma'am, sir. They won't hold a door for anyone. I just see a difference. So.
But you don't think
it's
though?
A cultural thing.
Okay. Then I have one little question for that. Then you don't think now that people are becoming more selfish, whereas I see people. The matter of fact, I saw somebody comment on this the other day. They said a guy a lady in a wheelchair was coming through a door, and people just walked right in front of her and let the door close right in front of her.
What was that?
In Texas.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking. So to me, people are just all about self. Because if anything, this one ties into the one with the handkerchiefs. Because you can't go through life thinking it's all about you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you have, like we told Drake yesterday, regardless of what's happening in your life, dude, God told you to be respectful. God said this.
Right.
It's the first command with a promise. So you have to, like you just said, open door. Because Janie has not opened a door for herself. My wife has not opened a door for herself. When she's with us, my sons, she's not been with us all of us in a long time, but she's never opened a door because I'm like, dude, if she opened that door, I'm mad at you. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna have to discuss or do something because she should never have to open a door for herself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It is my man's opinion.
Right. All right. Next one: give credit, take the blame. What does that mean to you, Kevin?
I mean, I got to get somebody my credit card, and I'm going to call the credit company and say, hey, man, it's my fault. You know what I'm saying? No. To me, that just goes back to this right here. God says that we should don't elevate yourself. He said, just submit yourself, and in due time, he'll elevate you. So to me, that just means that I never go around tooting my own horn. You know what I'm saying? Because like now, if this podcast, people say, man, I really like the podcast. The first thing I do is say, yeah, Mike made some good points. Mm-hmm. I mean, really, you know what I'm saying? Because it's never about me. It's always about somebody else, right? And then people say, like one person said, man, it was good, but I'm like, yeah, I know I should have did this differently, or I should have, not been so nervous and stuttered or whatever. But I'm always taking blame like that. Even in my household, when I know my wife is 100% wrong, not often. Hardly ever. But when she is, a lot of times I say, babe, that's my fault. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what I think that means.
Okay. Good points. I won't belabor that one. All right. Next one. Write down your dreams. Now, to me, this is you know, I do this a lot. I'm always writing something. So I think everyone should have a vision board, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think whether you have it in your mind or, you know, you actually have it on paper, I think it's better to have it on paper so that you actually visualize it. You see it every day, you know, when you walk by. So
Right.
if something's in your face constantly, you can't just ignore it, right? And it makes you want to, you know, pursue that
Address
or do that
it.
thing, or address that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's very important. You should always document, write down your dreams, and then you should always, I think, as well, have these periodic checkpoints to where you check back on your progress to see how you're progressing towards those.
Dude, we just talked about that, Mike.
Yeah, I know.
With you recently.
Mm-hmm.
How's that going?
It's going slowly but surely. There's a couple other things that kind of got added to the mix, so you know I had to shift my priorities a little bit.
Right. Okay.
But you know, I'm taking baby steps, but I'm stepping.
That's
I'm
progress.
crawling.
That's right. That's progress.
Yeah,
That's progress. We'll take progress any day.
Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah, Mike.
Well, I think we're at the last one, Kevin.
That's
And
30.
number 30 is be confident and humble at the same time.
Be confident and be humble. I like that one. I like that.
Kind of reminds me of the Kendrick Lamar song.
What is it? How's that go?
Humble, sit down, be humble.
I never heard this song.
Never heard the song? All right, I will rap it for you, but you know my skills ain't.
Oh man, something
Something
wrong
wrong
with
with
my
the
speakers,
microphone.
man. Hold on, I can't hear you. What you say? You know, just wrap it later then.
I'll rap it. I'll let you hear.
I want to make sure I hear the whole thing. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I like that just because to me that goes to what I teach Drake. I think is that I always want Drake to put God first. So to me, it's never about you, dude, never about you. But at the same time, I want you to understand who you are as a young man today. You know, like we talk about so often. I want you to become the leader that God wants you to be. Mm-hmm. And so to me, as you're figuring this out, then to me, your decisions has to be what you think are correct. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Not your friends, not anybody else, but your norm has to be your norm. And your norm, and you stay there because you are confident in who you are and who you're becoming. But you're humble because you know that it's never about you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense.
Right, it does.
So that's what I think it means.
Yeah, we want them to be confident, but we don't want them to be overconfident to where they're arrogant.
Right.
You know, think they just got it going on.
Good word. Mm-hmm.
Right. Actually, I learned a new word, big word. It's a small word, but it's a big word. Hubris.
Hubris.
My uncle taught me this one
Okay.
probably a few weeks ago because he said somebody called him hubris. I think it's pronounced hubris. It's spelled Hubris, and it just basically means, you know, very arrogant.
Okay.
You know, right? That's what it basically means. But yeah, we don't want them to be that.
No. By
Confident,
no means.
you know, but have some humility and be humble.
And believe it or not, Mike, out of all the ones we went through, this might be a harder struggle because the first time kids like the way that you do something, you know, whether it be they like your looks, they like your hair, they like your shoes, they like whatever, and then we have a tendency to be boastful and to be pump ourselves up, you know, more than we should because of things that we have that really don't really have value, but people around us give it value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, at my house, this is probably the hardest one to tackle, keeping my son from being cocky and arrogant because some little girl told me he looked good. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, you still the same ugly dude who don't like brushing his teeth.
It's a little ugly dude.
You know what I'm saying? Other dude. He said it all the time. Other dude. Yeah, but this is good, man.
Yeah, this is definitely good. Rules for Sons. Again, shout out to Vic Underwood. Good Men Project. But yeah, this is a little change from what we've been doing. So I think it was good though. It definitely needed. We talk about elevating our sons all the time. And,
Right.
You know, trying to position them to be better young men, and so definitely worth it. And I think the timing was appropriate.
Yeah,
So,
I saw that. I enjoyed it.
Kevin, how do we wrap this one up?
Okay, well, if I had to wrap this one up, Mike, then I would say this right here. All these things that we went over today are great, But the thing is, you have to show your son by example. You have to be the example for your son. Because we can't just walk around and just preach to our kids all day, because our kids are going to watch what we do, what we say. Because I can't tell my son to have manners, but yet I'm going around disrespecting people. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that that no matter what we do, we have to understand why we're doing it. And to me, it's to glorify Christ. And every single thing that we said, everything that we said people should do, it's all about glorifying Christ and not ourselves. That would keep you humble. That would keep you from being arrogant. That would keep you respectful. That would keep you with your manners on point. It'll keep you ready to address whatever situation that you're in. If you make it about something bigger than yourself, and that's Christ. So, with that, I'll just say, no matter what you do, let Jesus be the reason. You have a blessed evening. Enjoyed it. Peace.
Peace.